I'm getting ready to head down to Texas to go see my buddy Evan. We're going to go do a little bit of a deer hunt. I haven't really done much hunting down in Texas. It's actually my first time ever going to Texas. My buddy Evan came up to do a little bird hunt in the fall, and this is kind of a payback hunt. So I gotta start packing some of my gear. Let me think. I gotta take some camera gear with me and stuff. I'm gonna take a little tripod. A little clip from my GoPro in case I want to do that. Basically down there in Texas, we're going to be doing hunting at feeders, which is something I'm a little uncomfortable with, but I'll see how it goes. Usually around here, I've hunted for deer, but my big thing is bird hunting. So I'm going to try this stand hunting thing to see how it goes with the feeders. I don't know how I feel about it being sporting and stuff like that, because I'm used to like still hunting or tracking, which I really don't do much tracking, because usually I'm basically just bird hunting from October, November. That's really what I like to do. But I wouldn't mind getting into big game hunting, and this is an easy way to crack into it because I've never shot a deer before. I think it'll be kind of fun. We'll see what's in store for us, but I don't really know. I ended up buying some scent lock gear. I bought lightweight scent lock gear because it's going to be fairly warm down there. I think it's going to be a little chilly in the morning, so I ended up getting this shirt right here for the evenings and early morning. I got the hood and everything like that because from what Evan tells me, they are scent shy down there. We'll see how that goes. I don't really know. We might try to get a little duck hunting in, but if we get some duck hunting, I'll be happy. If not, maybe another trip. Maybe another trip. But I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to going to Texas. I shipped my Hawken down there, so all I really need is my basic gear. I'll see you in Texas.
Yep. All right, so we're down here in San Saba, Texas. I've got Dan here, Doug coming down from Maine, trying to do a little payback hunt for the fun grouse trip that we had back in October. So we're trying to work on a bit of a management strategy on this ranch. A couple bucks have already been taken, so we want to take a few does, but there is one really nice 10-point that we've been seeing on the camera that he's kind of on the hit list, so hopefully one of us comes across him this weekend. And this property is under a Texas Parks and Wildlife management plan, and funny enough, it's for songbirds and wildflowers. But you know, everything we do to help the habitat for those two things is going to make everything better for the deer, the turkeys, the ducks, whatnot. So, got some water projects ongoing, lots of supplemental feeding, and nice healthy herd of deer here. Hopefully, these guys get lucky.
Yeah. So basically, you want to do like kind of like an earn a buck kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Take a doe, then work on the buck after that. Get some meat in the cooler. Send you guys back home with some good venison like we had in October, and you know, then work on the trophy.
All right. So like, but pigs we can take if we want to.
Any pigs that come in, please help me eradicate them because we got a couple thousand of them in the area, and you know, in a single night we'll see a few hundred on the cameras, just on this 100 acres. So
wild.
Yeah, you guys saw, you know, I showed you the rooting and stuff around. Anything that's edible, you know, they'll try and dig for.
Okay.
So they cause a lot of damage out here, and if you got irrigation, they'll rip up the pipes to get the water, and yeah, bad news.
We didn't see a lot of night. We saw a lot of deer driving in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was surprising, right? Like,
Yeah, I've never seen so many deer on a ride, an hour and a half ride or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was wild.
from 11 o'clock till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Luckily, none of them wanted to come out on the road and meet the car.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Weather's going to be warm. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. All the forecasts are saying, you know, you're crazy if you're hunting this weekend, but we can't kill them from the couch. So we're going to give it our best shot, you know.
That sounds great.
And we're going to try and go for some ducks, but they're just not in the area. It was going to be fun group hunting for ducks is distinctly more fun than big game hunting because you can bullshit, tell jokes, you know, have a really good time in the blind, and just have to be quiet when the birds are overhead, and then it's, you know, like the 4th of July.
Yeah, well, if we can't do it, hopefully in the future, maybe we could come down and do ducks again. But
Yeah.
if the weather's just not going to be worth it, because like they were on the pond back home.
Exactly.
And it's like it's the 1st of December. Well, what is it? The 2nd of December, something like that. And it's like
they're still in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way they have any reason to be down here because it's not frozen north of us right now.
yeah.
We are on a different
Been
flyway, but you know, even Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska are not all froze up yet. So that's when we get our big flights of birds.
All right.
Yeah, it's been warm in the north up until about a week ago.
Yeah.
It got cold all of a sudden.
Yeah, it did. It was warm.
I'm hoping we get that next week.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think that'll do it, and we'll see how the hunt goes.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some good results.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I got to the blind before dawn. There were quite a few pigs around, but this is the last one I saw. After the pigs moved on, this little doe moved into the feeder on the other side. Right around now, she's starting to get a wind of me, and she's curious. Even though I popped a few caps in the morning, it still misfired. It didn't take very long for that doe to come back, though. Now that I got the doe out of the way, I can get a nice Texas buck. When we got back, we cleaned up that deer. We didn't really do much else for the rest of the day. We just kind of relaxed around camp. We went out to town and got a nice steak and got ready for the next morning hunt. We got to the Lease and Brady before dawn. This is the blind we hunted from.
So Doug, if you look at this deer, you look at the size of his neck and the shape as it approaches the flank and brisket area. You'll see that it kind of cups in, the brisket bumps back out. If it were a nice mature buck like one that we want to take today, that neck would have a constant thickness all the way down to the brisket, and then you follow that line from the front of the belly behind the front shoulder all the way to the hip, and a mature deer will have a much fatter, flatter stomach. The younger deer, you can tell their skin almost looks tight because their bellies are very obvious and bulbous, but it's because they haven't filled out yet. And I mean, you look at his rack, nothing really to write home about.
I know I'm not Harlan, but we're not going to hurt you.
We stayed for a few hours, but nothing really showed up besides that undersized buck, so we decided to take off. Can you give me one of those powder horns? We headed back to the ranch for our evening hunt. The blind we were in early that morning had a lot more activity in the evening, as you can see. It had quite a few guests. So I'm out here on my third day hunting down here, and I'm just waiting in the evening. I have a little bit of scent concealer. A little bit of scent concealer over here. An ozone generator. I'm wearing all scent lock stuff to try to increase the chances for me. Time's getting a little closer. I've been in here for about 2 hours. I'm hoping to get something good. I got this hog out there. And a few minutes ago I saw on that back ridge a deer, a buck, a good one. I've seen photos of it on the trail cameras. And I'm waiting to see if that one comes in. I'm giving it just another few minutes because I have only a few more minutes for shooting hours for deer. I'm hoping it makes its way to the next feeder. I was just about to shoot that pig and the buck showed up. My patience paid off. As you can see, the smoke blurred my shot. I couldn't tell if I hit the deer, so I got out of the blind and looked for blood. I found some blood, but I called Evan for some assistance to help track this deer. Here he is. I wonder where I hit him.
Let's see it from the shot.
You hit him on the right side by the shoulder because I could see blood all over his leg when I found him over here. Whew, what do you think, man?
I'm fucking pumped. I got my first buck.
Well, Evan showed me pictures of this deer at the blind that he was putting at me because it had close ranges, and I got this deer pretty happy. I almost decided to take a pig instead because it was right there, and he popped out of the side, and my decision was made for me right then and there. I had to take this deer. It's an awesome deer. Doug and Evan hunted that evening together, but didn't see anything of shooting quality, so Doug didn't get anything. Most antlers go to 10. These ones go to 11. It's been a while since I went on the hunt in Texas, and I've thought about it quite a bit. I actually feel that hunting over the bait stands is okay, because it's not all that much different than hunting over fields or food plots or near apple trees. You're basically just going to where the deer are. And I think there is an added bonus of the bait stands, is that they actually keep the deer fed during the slow times for food. The buck I shot wasn't even looking for food anyways. It was there looking for does, which is essentially what you do when you're hunting food plots anyways. So I think it's pretty much the same thing across the board as just hunting food plots or hunting fields or apple trees, like a lot of people do here in the Northeast. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.